I'm Stephanie, founder of Phat Girl Fit, and I have successfully lost over 110 pounds through diet and exercise, and you can too. So, when I was in high school, I danced like 25 hours a week, and I found out that when you dance 25 hours a week, you can eat a lot. But then I stopped high school and I got back to real life, and I was not a healthy dieter in high school. And so at the end of the day, matching up unhealthy dieting, basically binging and purging through bulimia, mapping that out to real life world, not dancing 25 hours a week and having a sedentary job, I got big, and I got big fast. So tried to take back my life, and it was not easy. I did tons of different diets. I tried every little fad I could think of, but at the end of the day, I had to fix something deeper within myself. Deeper within myself, because that's where the bulimia started. One of my reality check moments came when I was 18 years old and I was at the dentist. Routine cleaning, right? Wrong. I'm sitting in the chair and my dentist looks at me and she goes, "Do you have acid reflux?" And I was like, "What's that?" 18 years old, I don't know. And she goes, "Do you throw up when you eat?" And me being in that chair, I look up at her in my corner of my eyes, and I just knew that she knew that something was wrong. And I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And she goes, "I'm not gonna tell you what to do because I can't." She goes, "But this is ruining so much more than your teeth. You gotta get a handle on this." Between her and one of my closest friends catching me in the act, it changed something in my mind. I knew that what I was doing was ruining myself from my inside. I just didn't know how to fix it. So that's where this all took off. It was from a dentist chair and a best friend. After that reality check, I had a few other things that basically took on into my brain. One, I come from a large Italian family. We celebrate food, we celebrate life all the time. So binge eating is kind of our default. But the thing is that's not how the world works. That's not how dieting works. You have to do so much more than that. So I started reaching out to different gyms. I went to a women's only gym, probably around 21 years old, 20 years old. And I went in there with my husband, just trying to figure out, hey, where do I start? Like, at least I'll work out with just ladies, right? And I went in there and I did that whole calibration test, and it came back that I was like 54% body fat. And that just messed with me something fierce. So I go, all right, I'm gonna go to a different gym. Maybe they'll give me a different answer. And so what I did is I went to another gym, another chain gym. This time it's like a big box gym. The guy's a power lifter, and I'm like, what is this guy gonna tell me about my fitness? Because I couldn't see that, like different body types warrant different bodies, different activities. And so I went into this gym and I walk in, I'm like, don't tell me I'm 54% body fat. I'm not doing your calibration test. Just tell me what I gotta do. And he goes, let's do a calibration test. And I said, okay, whatever. So I did another calibration test. He's like, there's no way you're 54% body fat. I'm like, dude, that's what the other one just said. Came back even higher, and I was just like, okay, so what do we do from here? And I started hiring trainers. I hired trainers at that gym. I started hiring trainers outside of that gym when my trainer would move on to pursue other things. Then I got pregnant with my daughter. Mind you, this entire time, up until the pregnancy of my daughter, I was still binging and purging. I got pregnant with her and it clicked. I cannot throw up anymore. The binge eating part, not a big deal. The purging part, huge deal in my mind. So I got pregnant with my daughter and I realized it's not just my life that's being impacted by this, it's my daughter's life. So I got the throwing up under control. But the thing is now I'm binging and I'm still purging in a way by not eating all day. So I would go all day at work and I would just live off of sodas. And then I would go home and I would take in just tons of food because I'm still hungry. Soda does not satisfy what's going on in me. And I have meal plans for my trainers, but I don't know how to follow them. They're boring. So I kept switching trainers. I needed someone to speak Stephanie. I needed someone to understand that Stephanie needs to figure this out for longevity. Had my daughter, found a trainer. That trainer moved gyms. I followed him. When he moved gyms, I found two of my closest friends. And I wasn't having a good success story at that gym. The communication wasn't there between me and the trainer. and I didn't like the style. And honestly, he wasn't very nice to me. So I reached out to my friend and I said, I need someone to help save me. I need someone that is going to sit here and say, yeah, this is how we're going to get the weight off of you, and this is how we're going to maintain it. So by the time I had my second child, my son, something clicked. I was sitting on the floor and I went to get up. Now, as a dancer, in my background, I was used to being able to roll on the floor, jump up, leap, go back down. But I'm sitting on the floor in a V shape with my son in between me, playing with him, brand new baby, and I can't get up from the floor. And it just devastated me. But it also ignited something within me. Because up until this point, the whole reason that I didn't feel good about myself and I was binging and purging is I didn't see my beauty. And I didn't see my health. I didn't even see where that dancer, that fit girl inside of me could ever come back out. All I saw was fat. So I came up with Phat Girl Fit. And I said, all right, I'm going to take the word that is crippling me, my fatness, I'm going to switch it over to PHAT fat, and I'm going to use that to empower me. But then I'm also going to utilize the tools that I'm being given by my best friends to understand nutrition, and I'm going to follow that. And I trusted the process. And for me, I do flexible dieting. That's just how I roll. But as long as you find something that you can sustain for your life, then you can attain any weight loss goal you set in front of yourself, or any weight gain goal for that matter. But the thing is I had to figure out what could speak to me, and continue to ignite myself. So I started out with them at 234 pounds. I was like a size 24 maternity pant. And for the fellas out there, basically that means 24 in elastic band, okay? And I just worked, and I told myself, okay, I'm gonna lose 100 pounds. And that 100 pounds, that was hard to maintain. So then I took it on even further from there, and I said, let me lose this 5 pounds at a time, because I can maintain 5 pounds at a time. And I did that for 85 pounds. That's when I came to the tummy tuck time. I had so much extra skin. I'm 4'11". I was 234 pounds. I was just a t-shirt of skin. So I had a tummy tuck, and I maintained that 85-pound loss for 2 years. And I stayed healthy for 2 years. No binging, no purging, just maintaining a healthy body. And I decided to do a show. And that's where we're at now. Just finished my first show. Took first place. But I took first place in here. So my biggest advice I could ever give anybody is, one, nutrition is key, all right? Make sure that you have a firm foundation with either a professional or you're doing a lot of research on what is going into your body, okay? Because you can eat things that aren't quote unquote healthy, but as long as you work them into what you're doing, it's okay. Stop looking at those things as cheats and looking at them as just part of what you're doing. You don't need to cheat on anything. Cheating is not success. But what you can do is you can create a really good relationship with that food and understand that that food is to nourish you, and that's it. All right? Enjoy it. I'm Italian. I like food. Enjoy your food. That's first.